INFPs are one of the most peace-revering and gentle spirits of the Myers-Briggs personalities. At first glance, they appear quiet and gentle. Things get even better as you realize how their kindness and soft hearts radiate genuinely. However, it's a misconception that these dreamers are all goody and extremely tolerant of everything. To people who are ultimately close to an INFP, my question is, have you ever had a problem with their stubbornness, evasiveness, and pridefulness? One day you had an argument and you heard not a soul from them ever since. You're on a silent treatment. Worse, any attempt to communicate backfires. And you're there, frustrated and at wit's end, asking, hey, why in the world does this INFP not care? To further understand, here are 6 reasons why INFP distance themselves to lean on the silent treatment. But before we proceed, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more personality-type videos. Here we go. 6 reasons why INFP distance themselves from people. 1. They're in an uncomfortable environment. What do INFPs want the most? Ultimately, it boils down to independence and the freedom to be themselves. Truth is, INFPs rarely ask for validation. They just want a space where people let them do what they gotta do. This is why many INFPs don't often get along with ESTJs, who try to cage them within a structure and rules. Since they're drawn to pursue authenticity, it's a subconscious deal breaker when making friendships and relationships. So if they stay in a home or workplace where they're constantly forced into an expectation, made fun of for failing, or continuously scolded for who and what they want, the INFP have no choice but to keep all their desires, ideas, and feelings to themselves. Judgment and harsh criticism make INFP self-conscious, and a self-conscious INFP becomes more private. If you're someone who can never be supportive of them, the gap grows, and they will entrust nothing to you. Here's a quote. If telling my plans allows you to judge me, I'd rather not tell. Your regular INFP. 2. INFPs feel betrayed. INFPs are incredibly loyal friends. Only a few get to be in their circle, and that's because these dreamers only cling to people they resonate with. Unlike more extroverted types who value the number of friendships, INFPs are keen on keeping it small but true. So if they consider you a real friend, they see you as a part of themselves. They involve you in their plans and genuinely care for your well-being. For that reason, investing in such a great amount of trust and love makes INFP flip 180 degrees when betrayed. It doesn't have to be a major betrayal like cheating or bad-mouthing them. It's as simple as deceit, dishonesty, and discovering that their secrets are not safe with you because you share them with your relatives or office best friend. 3. INFPs blame themselves. INFPs cut off relationships and friendships when they feel like they're the reason for others' suffering. INFPs are the healers of Myers-Briggs personalities. That said, when these dreamers fail to be a good person and unintentionally inflicts harm on others, it internally destroys their soft and supposedly kind heart. They would rather disappear with their self-deprecating thoughts and think, they're better off without me, I don't deserve anything, or I'm such a burden. While they're known to be wise and self-reflective, INFPs are the worst when their sense of purpose gets hurt. No matter how others cheer them on and uplift their spirit, an INFP who's hurt is hurt. They would rather disappear into thin air, bid goodbye, and think that will solve all their problems. But hey, INFP, just a reminder, leaving people behind is less likely to solve anything. 4. INFPs have hidden for too long and don't know how to return to the relationship. An INFP eventually calms down after shutting everybody down and wants to reach out to people once again. However, when that time comes, the next obstacle for them is thinking that they're unforgivable beings. If I'm being honest, unhealthy INFPs can have never-ending reasons to self-sabotage themselves, and it's painful to watch them overwhelmed with emotions about the things that have never happened yet. But I'm glad many INFPs also find the courage to reach out and apologize and be forgiven. 5. INFPs distance themselves because they simply want some peace today. Sometimes INFPs don't vibe with people and would love to be alone rather than unwillingly socialize. They walk away from arguments and toxicity. They would rather be stuck in a library for a day than in a group they don't fit in. 6. They can't put words into their emotions. Ever experienced silent treatment from an INFP? I'm an INFP, but after all the challenges I've gone through, I've become more into the expressive side. Now I don't care if I cry while expressing my feelings. And that's probably because I can verbally describe my emotions now, but before, nah. Oftentimes, INFPs simply keep their emotions because they know they're not making any logical arguments. INFPs constantly wrestle between what's right and what feels right. The battle against their feelings is so strong that they can't reason out because they would sound irrational. Not to mention, many INFPs as empaths take in surge of emotions and problems all at once. Their failure, the angry tone of their boss, the mistake they made in the past, and even the jealousy they feel, all leading them to shut down. People may even be surprised how their problems today are all rooted in the issue they had a month ago. So when an INFP does silent treatment, it's not because they don't care. It's because they care too much about everything all at once, making their reasons emotional and illogical. And INFPs dislike being judged for it. Ultimately, INFPs distance themselves from people to protect their values, but sometimes it stems from uncontrollable emotions, leading them to flee rather than argue, leaving others more frustrated. To those who are dealing with INFP silence, it's better to be patient rather than force INFPs to tell you what's the problem. What's important is you try to interact with them little by little, even if the real issue hasn't been brought up yet. Bridge the gap through any other interactions. In time, INFPs will realize these issues on their own and may even apologize for any harm they have caused. To INFPs, I know it's difficult to handle overwhelming emotions, but somehow, it's important to truly understand what you're dealing with so you can communicate them better in the future. It takes work, but communicating and knowing the exact words to deliver your feelings and intention is better than leaving others in a state of more confusion. That's it. I hope this gives you insight into INFPs who detach themselves from people and the world. Do you relate to the list? Share your insights below. Thanks for watching.